Nice to be back with you. Welcome to my Earle Wellbeing Instagram Live. Special one because it's Wellbeing Wednesday, so we're doing a little extra one in the run up to Christmas because obviously we'll be a bit shorter this month because there won't be so many actually over the Christmas period, so that we thought that we wouldn't shortchange you. We would do a few in the weeks before with some really lovely ideas for restoring the skin, getting the glow for the festive season, coping with parties, maybe drinking a little bit of kombucha. Did you see my mocktails and cocktails yesterday with Brella? I have to say that after I did that live, she did go and find a bottle of tequila, but she was very reserved. She did not use it, but we do have it for later. So we did the lemongrass one with the Mighty Brew and also that lovely mandarin and orange one with a bit of gin and a bit of the rose blush kombucha. Really lovely. So if you haven't watched that, all our lives are always saved, so do go back and take a little look. So today we're going to be focusing also on getting the glow for skin. And actually, I'm really pleased. This is kind of like happy coincidence. And honestly, I did not plan this. But yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, I posted a little skincare ritual, something that I do. I put it on Earle Me. And it was all about using a facial oil, making a sandwich basically for your face, using a facial oil and a serum. And the one that I use all the time is the radiance oil from this lovely brand called Eco Botanicals. And I'm going to be joined today by their fab female founder, and we're going to have a really, really good chat. So before we get going, I'm just going to add Lainey as a moderator. Lainey, I'm sure as you know, is part of my team. And so if you have any questions related to Earle Wellbeing, maybe to your magazine subscription or podcasts or any of the other amazing Liz Loves offers that we have, then Lainey will be able to hop on and answer. We do, of course, the lovely Apinke has given us a 20% Liz Loves on her website. So everything that we talk about today, and that's Eco Skincare, EKO Skincare.co.uk. So I'm sure you're going to want to go and grab that because seriously, I am healthily addicted to this amazing oil brand. So I'm really looking forward to talking about oils. You know me, I love oils. Used to be called Liz Oil, in fact, because my first book was all about oils, vital oils. Anybody got a copy of Vital Oils? Yeah, that's going back over 30 years. I was writing about healthy fats and oils in the diet and also on the skin. So oils is definitely something that I am super interested in and love talking about. So, Apinke, if you want to just request to join me, then I will. Oh, here you go. I love oils. I know. I think Julianne, you're coming to my carol concert tonight, aren't you? My charity one, Live Twice. Anybody else coming? Lots of familiar faces who you will know and recognise, I'm sure. Hi.
Hello.
How are you? Very nice to see you again.
And you too.
So, tell me, are you Eco or Echo? I never know how to pronounce it.
Echo, I think.
Go. Tell us a little bit about your background for those that haven't met you here before. How did you come to be doing this amazing oil range, which I have to say I genuinely love?
Okay. Well, it's a bit of a mixed story. So the inspiration for the brand, it comes from my great-grandfather. He was a botanist. He worked over 100 years ago at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. And even though I didn't sort of follow that path initially career-wise, sort of life led me back into owning a floral shop. So I started off in finance and then I set up a floral business for 10 years. And after that, I started thinking what to do next. And I just touched 40, I think. And my skin was, beginning to get drier, more dehydrated. And I said, why don't I combine my love for botany and botanicals, with all the beautiful plant healing properties with skincare? And that was how Eco Botanicals was birthed. So I started formulating from home, making oils for myself. And then people started telling me my skin was looking really good. And my skin was looking better than it ever looked all my life. So all my teenage years, I'd suffered with, all the normal problems of acne, dryness, spots, lots of hyperpigmentation as well, scarring, which you get as a darker skinned person. But then when I hit 40, I just didn't know what was happening. Obviously, it was, perimenopause probably kicking in. but my skin just changed, and that was how I started formulating.
That's so interesting. And I think that's a really good point to make, that no matter what your skin type or condition or shade or age,
Yeah.
oils, proper, pure, genuine, high quality plant oils, have such powers, and we shouldn't fear them. Even if your skin is slightly oilier and you're acne prone, which you talked about in your teenage years, you know, that is something that the oils, they naturally balance, don't they? That, I guess you could call them adaptogens for the skin, really, because they really just give your skin what you need, whatever your skin issue is.
Absolutely. Totally agree. I think I as well thought before, you know, there's that misconception that using oils will make your skin oilier, but as you've said, it actually balances and helps regulate your skin,
Yeah.
because our sebum, which is our outer skin, is made of oil. And so the best thing to cleanse it, the best thing to nourish it is the same ingredient.
Yeah.
And also the quality of the ingredients. So we use not just plant oils, but we also use different parts of the plants. That's number one. So the roots, the flowers, the leaves. So it's a whole concept, you know.
Yeah.
And also we make sure that we use 100% organic products, ingredients that are sourced sustainably,
So you
and are
don't get any of
helping
the
communities.
potential pesticide residues, you know, ending up in
Exactly,
your.
for anyone that's worried about cancer or the health impacts, but also about the efficacy as well
Yeah,
of the product. So I like to compare skincare to food that we eat normally, you know,
yeah,
nutritionally. You know,
yeah,
if you have starved yourself of nutrition,
yeah.
as you get older, you know, you're going to need to invest in that deficit with good quality ingredients. And it's just the
Absolutely.
same thing, yeah.
Do you know,
Um,
I've been using your range for quite a while now. I particularly love the nourishing oil. In fact, what I do now, my ritual in the morning, is I often, well, I will always go outside and look at
yeah.
the daylight whenever I am, as early as I can. But like, for example, this morning I went out with Brella, we went out for a run together, and I literally got up. I didn't do anything else for my face, but I just got some of your lovely facial oil and just pressed it all over my face. It was immediately glowing, but it also just felt that I was putting something on my skin that would protect me from the elements outside,
Yeah,
because it's really cold out there, and actually
absolutely.
give me a little bit of an environmental barrier. And I mean, I came back in, okay, I had been for a run, but I was just glowing, and all the oil had soaked in. Just the best feeling.
Do exactly the same thing when I wake up in the morning. I'll sometimes wake my skin up with like a mist, and then I put my oil, and I also go for runs. So I need to put that in. It's like a balm that just, you know, coats your
Exactly.
skin.
Love it.
And
If you
then I
haven't
go
tried
for
it,
my
please
run.
seriously try that
Yeah.
as a tip. And I'm also interested in what you say about hyperpigmentation, because obviously, you know, I'm very pale, but I have noticed definitely over the years. I mean, I've spent, you know, time in hot climates. My son lives in Kenya, so I spend time out there, and I do try and protect my skin. But there's obviously sun damage, especially historic, and then hormonal changes. We know that, you know, during perimenopause and menopause, we're more susceptible to things like age spots and liver spots and pigmentation. But my skin is definitely more even, and I guess I hadn't really joined the dots with using your oils. Is there a particular oil that helps with pigmentation?
Makeda, which is our face oil, it has some ingredients that really help to lift. So there's papaya, which is
Right.
like an AHA and a BHA. So it has acids in it, but they're
So
natural.
AHA being alpha hydroxy acid,
Yes,
and BHA, did you say?
yes.
Presumably that's beta hydroxy acid.
Beta hydroxy acid.
I'm not a chemist, but you know, I kind
Neither
of
am I.
recognise that
So
a little bit. And they do have mild exfoliating properties, don't they? Just very gentle.
relating properties, they help to speed the skin cellular recovery, which
Yeah,
slows down, as you say, as we age.
yeah,
So they're pushing the new cell skins to the top of the skin,
that's the
and
one.
that's renewing, you know, and that's helping to renew, bring it a new skin to come through quicker.
Love
And
it.
as the age of your skin, the skin
Nearly at the
gets,
bottom of
yeah,
this.
I have mine here.
I'm very nearly at the bottom.
Yes. Oh,
I'm gonna have to be reordering. Now,
yeah.
tell us about some of your new things, because we are very thrilled and
Mm.
privileged today. We're doing a global exclusive launch. Is that right? This is the first time
Absolutely. Absolutely.
anybody
Yeah.
will have seen these products, that will have
Yeah.
heard from you as the
Yeah.
founder. I've
Yeah.
got them here. I absolutely can't wait to dive into this. We've got Cleopatra, and I love how you call them after strong African queens.
I
Cleopatra,
love
we've got,
Cleopatra. Yeah, she was the last
yeah,
Egyptian queen.
totally. We've got her body oil. We've got here hair elixir. Interesting, depart from the usual.
Amaniranis.
And we have got, it says here, V Intimate Oil.
So that's a vaginal intimate oil,
Oh,
which is all for women. Yes.
wow.
For
Tell us why
dryness.
we might need a vaginal oil. What has it got in it, and what's it for?
It's got marula oil, it's got moringa, it's got baobab, and these are some really, really ultra hydrating oils to
Yes.
replace, what we lose in terms of estrogen in that intimate part of our bodies. I
Okay,
don't know,
so
but I think the facts are that estrogen is concentrated in our intimate area, on our face, and in our hair. And as we age, the science is that we lose 30% of estrogen in the first 5 years of hitting menopause. But we lose estrogen as women anyway throughout as we get older, 1% or so a year. So by the time we get to 40, we've lost quite a bit of estrogen.
yeah,
And estrogen keeps everything moist and elastic. And so we're bringing that back in. And
yeah. How
the
interesting.
feedback we've received has just been amazing. So lots of women that have tested the product have just come back with, they've tried different things, some water-based, it's an oil-based locally targeted oil that you just
So
apply.
it's a moisturizer, so it's not a lubricant, because I know you've got to be careful, like,
Yes,
condoms and oils. So
yes.
don't mistake it for that. So you might use this, what, in the morning, maybe after you've had your shower?
Use it in the morning and at night. Yeah.
Interesting. It's got a really light, gentle aroma. Yeah.
It's just the rosemary. It doesn't have any essential oils, so it's unscented. But it
Okay.
has a little bit of rosemary, which is an antioxidant, so it prevents it keeps the oils, it keeps them from going off.
Yeah. Nice.
You can use
Very
them
nice.
longer.
Tell me now about the body oil. I'm
Okay.
intrigued.
Uh,
Sunset Ritual Body Oil, Cleopatra, famous queen, obviously famous for like bathing in ass's milk and having amazing
yeah.
skin. What have you put in here specifically for the body?
Well, we have two body oils that I think the key ingredient in Cleopatra. When I was formulating Cleopatra, I really wanted it to be something that would fit the person it was named after. So something that was decadent, that was luxurious.
Oh my
Think
gosh, the
about it as something she
smell.
would put on before she saw Mark Anthony, or before she had. So it is that decadent and that luxurious. It has marula again, which is really rich. It has rosehip,
Smell.
but the rosehip oil that we've used is not the common rosehip oil that you see in products. It's really, really specially crafted, and it has retinol in it. So
Okay.
it's an unusual variety that we've sourced, and
Yeah.
it has 30% retinol type natural vitamin A. So it's great for brightening. It's great for scars, for stretch marks, for moisturizing.
Mm.
It's really moisturizing. It's just like a veil of scent
Yeah.
enveloping your skin. And there are
I
there are
love
two
roasted oil.
oils. Yes, there's one that's
Rosehip seed
calming.
oil. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's such a good one for the
thank you.
skin and for scarring, as you say. And I love the fact that you've got the nourishing oils in there, particularly for winter skin. You know, I love an oil, particularly on my legs from the knee downwards, where you get that flaky skin because we don't
Yes.
have very many oil glands there. You know, we don't have very many sebaceous glands kind of below the knee. But the smell, I can totally imagine Cleopatra just like enveloping herself in this, and
Yes, yes,
Mark
yes.
Antony, like kind of, finding her totally
Which one are you
impossible.
using at the moment? So
Say again.
there's two. Which one are you using? Which one have you just applied?
So
The
this was the
sunset.
Cleopatra. This is the Ritual Body Oil, the new one.
Okay. Okay. So
Love
there's
it.
two. There's sunset and there's sunrise. So
Okay.
sunset is the calming one. It has ylang ylang, lavender, and
Nice.
sandalwood as the main notes. And then sunrise has mandarin, basil, and it's more it's more about well-being and just
Yeah.
enlightening well-being, waking up in
Yeah.
the morning. So just think about using one in the daytime and the other at nighttime.
Love it. What a,
Mm.
what a nice ritual. And you're all about ritual and
Yes.
that lovely habit. And I think, when you find products that you really want to use, I really look forward, even on a dark grey wet morning, I really enjoy the thought of getting up and putting your radiance oil on my
Uh,
face, the Makita oil, because it just lifts everything, that the amazing aromas
yeah,
and of course the effect that it has.
yeah,
And you've won awards, haven't you? I mean, this is something that's been
yeah,
noticed by the industry.
yeah. So Makita won gold for best face oil in the Beauty Bible Awards.
That is quite
Um,
impressive. That's that
yes,
one.
that's Makita.
This is the
So
one
that's
I love.
really, really, it was independently tested by, I think, 20 people, and there were 200 global bands. And so to come to win gold,
The Win
we're
Gold.
absolutely, yeah.
I,
Um,
I have a genuine love for this.
and
And
also,
go on.
Amina won silver in the Beauty Bible Awards as well.
So what's the
Amina
difference
is much
between the
loved.
two?
It's a cleansing oil.
Yeah.
Amina is a cleansing oil, so the first step in your face ritual, and much loved by lots of people. It's an oil-based
Oh,
cleanser. It doesn't emulsify. I always have to remind people. And one of the reasons why I made it that way was to keep all the nourishment in. So we're not using anything synthetic, no emulsifiers. As I said, it's to
mm,
mimic your skin, your natural skin, and to keep all the nourishment in your skin. Uh,
mm,
and so if you wear a lot of makeup, I would say use it twice, Amina.
yeah.
Do the cleanses. But if you don't wear makeup or you wear very light makeup, just one application is fine.
It's amazing. So I
Mm.
love it. And my skin is obviously quite mature.
Mm.
I'm 60, so it's quite mature. It's always been very dry and eczema prone. And these oils I'm not sensitive to them at all. It's really good. But Lainey, I know, who's moderating today, I hope she won't mind me mentioning this. She's
Yeah.
also been using the Ritual cleansing oil, and her skin is very different. She's very much younger than me. She's more oily prone, acne
Yeah.
prone, and she's also had really good
Oh, that's
results. And that
fantastic.
is amazing, isn't it? That
Yeah,
people with very
that's
different
fantastic.
skin.
My teenagers use it, even though I tell them it's not really made for their skin, but they're all addicted.
Yeah.
My son, who's 18, asked me to make a bottle for him when he was going off. I
Oh.
said, "Oh, you have to pay for it now." So
Uh,
yeah, so even
yeah. So
teenagers,
I'm just
it's
going to
not
answer a quick
really.
question here.
Yeah,
Strawberry Blonde says, I use Skin and Me at night, which I think has got retinol in it. Can I layer an oil on the top at night? I do.
definitely. Yeah,
That's exactly what I do.
yeah,
Because I love retinol, as an ingredient. And obviously, with the rosehip oil, you've got, I think it's trans-retinoic acid, which is the sort of
yeah,
natural form.
yeah,
But I do find, particularly in the winter, that my skin gets quite dry and a little
yeah,
bit flaky, sort of particularly around here.
yeah.
And once the retinol has settled onto my skin, after I brush my teeth, for example, I will then use an oil over the top to soak in at night. So yeah, definitely go for it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's not going to kind of interact in a bad way. Now tell me about the hair oil, because is this a new departure for you to start looking at the hair?
Yes. So a lot of clients have said, when we've done surveys about what do you want next, a lot of it has been hair oils as one of the key areas of concern for women, for maturing women. And so the hair oil has some great ingredients like castor oil,
Mm.
Eurasian, which is like from tropical countries. It's very strengthening. It's very light, so
Smells
anything like that.
amazing. It's
Yeah,
another great smell. What is
yeah.
that smell?
So a little bit of lemongrass in it.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
has
it's
a little bit
fresh.
of
It's just
lemongrass.
like,
Yeah. It
I
has a
think all
little
my
bit of
hair to smell of
peppermint,
that.
and it has a little bit of rosemary as well, and some other. It has clary sage. So there are different scents that are coming through.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
how would you use that on dry hair or wet hair?
You can use it as a hair mask on wet hair, and you can use it as just apply it to your hair, to your scalp. So a few drops,
Hmm.
parted hair, I use it twice a week, and I leave it sometimes overnight. You can leave it for 15 minutes to 2 hours if you're using it as a hair mask. And you can wash it off, but I leave mine in. I
Nice.
just leave it on my, you can use it on your tips as well. On the
I was
tips
just
of your
about to
hair.
say, I have very dry ends because I've
Yeah,
got a lot of colour in my hair. It's got, bleach,
yeah,
dye and all sorts. And I
yeah.
really do
Tiny
like
bit, you
using
need just a tiny bit.
tiny,
To
tiny
use
bit,
off. Yeah, and
tiny
it
bit.
just,
It's giving it shine
yeah,
already.
gives your hair shine. It's very,
Mm.
very lightweight.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
brilliant. But I think the great thing about it, one client that tested the product, her hair was falling out and her hair started growing back. So it's amazing in terms of hair growth. Yeah.
So you just make some partings and just kind of rub it
Yeah.
in
Into
and
the
leave it
roots. Yeah.
into
So
the
it
root.
walks from the roots and then you can then seal it in.
Yeah,
But for
yeah.
the roots is really for the scalp.
Amazing. I love that you've got a scalp treatment and a
Yeah.
conditioning
And
oil
for anyone
all
that
in one.
wants fuller and thicker hair. And some people use it on their hairlines. You know, when your hairlines are receding
Yeah,
and your hair's just getting thinner, then you
yeah.
know it's a great all-round product to use.
And the smell is good.
Yes, the
I
smell
know
is
that's always the superficial bit, but that's the part of beauty, isn't it? That's the icing on the
the
cake.
sensory.
I have something that just makes you feel so
Yeah.
special. And tell us about the names because I'm intrigued. You've got Nandi, you've got
Yes.
Cleopatra, who I'm sure we know,
Yes. So
Amir,
Nandi,
Amirensis, I don't know what that
I'm
means,
like
and Makeda. I mean, were they all were they
the
all
all
women?
warrior queens from Africa.
They were
So
all warrior queens. Okay,
all
I
warrior
need to know about
queens.
this. Who is Nandi, or who
So
was Nandi?
Nandi is she was a queen in South Africa in the Zulu tribe, and her name means the sweet one. And apparently she was I think she had a child out of wedlock, and she was kind of shunned. Um, but she sort of made her way back into the royal household.
Right.
Her son became king, and she ruled with him. So she's got a really remarkable story, and I thought it was very befitting for the vaginal oil, the sweet one.
Yeah, I love that.
Uh,
I love that. And then who do we have here? We've got
Amanirenas.
Amina. Okay, so who was she?
Amanirenas was this very, very powerful, great queen from Sudan, modern day Sudan, the Kush Kingdom in Africa, sort of North Africa. And she was so fearless that she actually defeated the Roman Empire, who were the largest and most powerful military force. And
She did.
she drove them away.
She was ruling at the time, a bit like I guess in here in England we had Boadicea or Boudica.
Exactly.
Want to pronounce it.
Exactly.
Amazing. I mean, these women were just
Really, really
extraordinary. Think of that
extraordinary.
time
Yeah.
and such a patriarchal society, so chauvinistic and misogynistic in so many ways, and women were so downplayed and looked down on. And that you get these amazing warrior queens
Absolutely.
and
Yes.
legendary ones like
Yeah.
Cleopatra, the names
Yeah.
that we know to this day. They've
Yeah.
stood the test of time. I mean, more people
Yeah.
probably would recognize that than they would
Mm.
Boadicea or some of the European ones.
Yeah.
People, amazing women of their time, like Joan of Arc, for example, over in
Yes.
France. It's
Yeah. So yeah, it's just to to bring their stories to life. Really.
yeah.
I grew up in Africa, in Nigeria, and I didn't know about the queens. Amina is actually a Nigerian. She was from the north. She was from northern Nigeria, and she was probably the first female warrior queen that ruled in an Islamic time. So
God, so
I didn't know about her
even
when I
as
was growing up.
even in Islamic cultures, they
Yes,
had women rulers.
yes. And
Go
so that
again.
story has been sort of hidden, and part of the heritage of the brand is to bring about, to talk about these stories, just the same way we're talking about menopause now, and the issues that affect women. We also want to talk about these great queens. I love Cleopatra. I think she's one of my favorite queens. I love her story. I love her brevity. I love the fact that she was interested in her beauty. I know she's very controversial, but
Yeah, she had it all. And
Yeah,
then obviously I do know this name, but I don't know very much about her, Nefertiti.
Makida.
So
Oh,
you've used her
Nefertiti.
in the serum, which is actually a lovely product. I mean, this
Yeah,
is not a plain oil you can see
yeah.
here, but it's a really lovely serum. I use this under my facial oil. I hope that's the right way around.
Yes, yes, that's right. So, Nefertiti is our 6-in-1 serum, and it's all you need as a serum because it has everything. It has hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and all that.
Yeah.
So Nefertiti was an Egyptian queen, and she ruled with her husband. And when her husband died, she took over, which was unusual for the pharaohs in those days. So her husband, she was meant to actually be killed with her husband, but he gave
That's,
her,
I
yeah,
thought that's what happened. They
yeah,
got killed and buried in a tomb, with their
yes.
husband, and she survived that
She
and became a
survived
ruler.
that for the first time and became a ruler. So she was beautiful, very intelligent, obviously very wise to have negotiated that truce whilst her husband was alive. Yeah, and I think she's one of the more well-known queens.
Yeah, I'm going to look her up. I'm
Yeah.
fascinated by that, Nefertiti. Incredible. Okay, I know that we've got some late arrivals to the show. So before we go, can we just do a quick recap? Because this is the exclusive global launch of your
Yeah.
3 brand new products.
Yeah.
So starting off with the smallest bottle that I've got here. Where are we? This is, there we go, Nandi.
Yeah.
Don't do a quiz and question me on who Nandi was, because she was the South African.
Yes, Nandi was the
No,
South African Zulu queen.
she was the Zulu queen.
Was
Okay,
the Zulu
brilliant. You had a child out of
queen.
wedlock and was
Yeah.
rejected, and then got back in with the
Yeah.
family and
So
got
she
it.
means the sweet one, and that's the vaginal
The
intimate
sweet one.
oil for dryness.
Yeah.
Anyone experiencing perimenopausal or even menopausal dryness, even pregnancy, sort of
Nice.
elasticity. Yeah. So
And this
any
has been
hormonal
tested.
change.
Obviously, you've tested it on real women with that issue, and
Yes.
they've got on really well with
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Great, great
Um,
to know.
so it's
And
got some
then
powerful
moving on to the body, brand new, also brand new today, the wonderful Cleopatra.
Cleopatra. So we have Cleopatra, our ultra hydrating body oil, which has
Yeah.
some lovely ingredients in it, like retinol, rosehip oil,
And the
which has
smell.
phenytoin.
Oh, there's something very sensual about that
It's
smell.
very sensual, yes, and very
Yeah,
warm.
I love that. I think,
So
yeah, love it.
it's two different body oils. One is very warm and one is very uplifting. The sunrise is very uplifting,
Nice.
and sunset is very warm and very powdery, very, it's really,
Yeah,
really sensual.
soft,
Yeah,
soft,
very soft.
lovely. You could imagine yourself enveloping yourself in it and then lying
Yes.
in bed.
It's a gift to yourself.
Love it.
The last one is Amaniranas, which is our hair oil, and which
Yep.
is for anyone that's experiencing thinning hair, wants fuller hair,
Mm-hmm.
wants to stop your hair if your hair is breaking, uh,
Mm-hmm.
possibly could be due to hormonal imbalances. This has
Yeah.
ingredients that will really strengthen your hair. Use
Mm.
it on your scalp. Start with your scalp twice a week.
Okay.
You can use it as a mask, as a pre-conditioner before you shampoo, and
Nice. I'll be doing that.
your wet hair as well, and on
I,
your
I
ends.
love a hair mask, and I just put some through the ends there.
Yes.
Absolutely gorgeous. And you've given us all a very generous 20% discount. We're super grateful, especially at this time of year when we're all, having to buy presents and think about lovely, lovely things for our friends and family, people that we love, and maybe a little gift for ourselves too. So really, really appreciate that. And that's Eco Skincare, EKO skincare.co.uk. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
It's
very much.
so
Well done
nice to
on your
see.
book as well. The
Say
second,
again.
second half, isn't it? Your
Oh,
new
I've got a
book.
second half.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, that book. Yeah, my first book was all about oils, vital oils,
Yes. Yes.
30 years ago or more. So yeah, I haven't actually published a book since The Good Menopause Guide, and that was a
Okay.
long time ago. That was like 8 years ago. So it's
Wow.
one of the first, if not the first. And yeah, so the last few years I've been researching how to age well, dial back the years. I can't wait for it to come out. It's coming out in April. It's on pre-order at the moment on Amazon, but
Yes.
can't wait for it to
I
come
can't
out.
wait to, yeah, I can't wait to read it as well. So,
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I
right.
definitely talk. I've got some beauty rituals in there. and definitely talk about the things that I do and the facial oils and the massage and all of
Okay.
that, you know, my own rituals, which I'm sharing. So
Okay.
lovely to see you.
Lovely to have seen you too.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a really wonderful Christmas if we don't speak
You
before.
too. You too. I'm never sure how to, I never remember how to.
Okay, so in the top right-hand corner, I think you should see a little white cross. I think if you
Yes.
click that, hopefully
Okay.
you will disappear.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Lovely to see you, honey. Wasn't that just so interesting? You know, that's what I love so often about authentic founder-led brands, is there's always a backstory. You know, Pinke there with her grandfather, who was the botanist at Kew, then running a flower shop and a flower business, and then having issues with her skin and hormonal changes, and going into oils and using their therapeutic properties, and then naming them after all those amazing warrior queens. I'm going to go onto her website actually and just look at all the different warrior queens and learn a bit about them. And I think maybe kind of imbue a bit of that strength and that warriorness every time I pick up the bottle. As she said, the Makeda, where's the Makeda? This is the one. I actually need to get some more of it because this is the facial oil that I'm using. And I actually had it on my Instagram totally coincidentally. I'd actually forgotten that I was doing a live today with Echo Botanicals. And I thought, actually, I'm just going to show you one of my favorite skincare tips. And I am actually using this oil. It's a genuine love. I've got only a tiny little bit left. But yeah, I had it on my face first thing this morning when I was going out for a run, and I should be putting on again a little bit later on because I shall be dollying myself up tonight for the Liz Loves, not the Liz Loves, the Live Twice Carol concert. Maybe we should do a Liz Loves Carol concert. Maybe that'd be another one. But yeah, so tonight, if you're coming, do let me know. So that's going to be at St Simon's and Otis Church in Chelsea, and I'm going to make sure that we take lots of pictures. In fact, Lainey, who's moderating today, is going to be there with her camera taking lots of pictures because we've got celebrity guests coming, we've got some favourite faces, friends of Earle Wellbeing. Dr. Louisa Newson is going to be there, so I'm sure she won't be on call to answer your menopausal questions, but she'll be there to say hello to. And Anthea Turner's going to be there. I was doing a live with her recently. Tonya Buxton. I've got a lot of my family actually performing, musicians. In fact, Louise's daughter, Jess, is going to be one of the musicians. So yeah, it's going to be good. So we will put some pictures and little video clips up as quickly as we can tomorrow. So for everybody that can't get there, hopefully we can share a little bit of that. Okay, that is just about it for today. Quick last recap. I mentioned right at the beginning, this was the Mighty Brew Heritage Kombucha. This is the Rose Blush. It's like pink champagne. This is what was left over after Bro and I were making cocktails and mocktails. Very special offer. In fact, if you're coming to the Carol concert, Mighty Brew are going to be there. They're providing the kombucha for the charity free of charge, which is super generous. We really appreciate that. But there's 10% off all orders, and for the moment until the 12th of December, you also, in addition to your discount, you also get a free bottle of the winter chai, which is one of my family's absolute favorites. Love it. So if you're thinking about stocking up with probiotic, genuinely healthy, low sugar, no alcohol drinks for the festive season, get your orders in now, because not only do you get your discount with Liz Loves, but you also get your little freebie coming in with that as well. Something else that you might just like very quickly. This is a brand new one, which I just wanted to give a quick shout out to. Youth and Earth, one of my favorite brands. They've just launched this. It's called Chillaxine. Love that name, Chillaxine. You imagine what it's going to do for you. Relaxing, chilling out, all of that. And it's basically a blend of 3 incredible botanicals: ashwagandha, which I take every day, that adaptogenic herb; L-theanine, which is the amino acid that helps with calmness. You often find it in supplements that you take at night, along with magnesium, for example. L-theanine is really super good for just helping to calm the brain. Just like it's like taking a deep breath internally. L-theanine and saffron, which we've also talked a lot about here. The amazing properties of saffron, and when you take it in the right quantity, like they've got in here, it's really shown to help with anxiety and stress management. There was a clinical study actually on PubMed. You can go and look it up if you want to, looking at saffron and showing it to be as effective as Prozac. Yeah, pretty good stuff. So these botanicals are powerful, whether you're using amazing plant oils to revitalize the skin and to help with things like hyperpigmentation that Pinko was talking about earlier, or whether you're using them internally here. Chillaxine, so that's ashwagandha, L-theanine and saffron. highly recommend that. And you do have 20% off on Youth on Earth. They are a great website. I love that brand. It's all about longevity supplements. It's very focused. You know, it's not your run-of-the-mill, just everyday vitamin supplements. Very focused, cutting-edge stuff. It's very, very good. Just before I go, can't fail to let you know about the special offer that we have on Earle Wellbeing magazine. Have you got your Christmas issue? Well, my team have put together the next 3 issues, that's 6 months worth, just for a one-off payment of £17.99. So super discounted with free UK P&P. Plus, you get a full size of the Life Armour drops. And they are normally worth £25.50. It's the Vitality drops. So you get a free gift, super helpful for this time of year, that is actually more expensive to buy than the 3 issues of the magazine. So an amazing offer. Snap it up. It's definitely only while stocks last. If you want to have the magazine for yourself and then you can give the gift to somebody else as an amazing Christmas present, or you could do it the other way around. If you're already a subscriber, then you can give the magazine subscription to somebody as a Christmas gift. And of course, you could keep the Vitality drops for yourself or give them as well if you wanted to give them an extra bumper Christmas present. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you very much for being with us. Tomorrow, something different. I'm going to be in the kitchen and we're going to be talking composting, and it's going to be composting with a difference. You are absolutely going to want to watch this. It is completely fascinating. So I'll be back here live, hopefully with you to join me at 12:30, as usual, normal time, but we do always save these lives. So if you want to catch up later, please, you will always be able to find them here on this channel. Anyway, have a lovely day and look forward to seeing you later. Hi, Anthea. I'm just come to the end, my darling, but I was just talking about the Carol concert and saying how much I'm enjoying the preparation for that. We've got all the mince pies. I think we've made something like 250 mince pies. So there's enough to go around. We've got gluten-free mince pies. I mean, we've got mince pies coming out of our ears in my studios, but I'm looking forward very much to seeing everybody later, especially you, Ant. So I hope you're going to be feeling festive, and I look forward to being back with you tomorrow. And for those of you who won't be making it tonight, I will share pictures and I'll be able to tell you all about it. So have a great rest of the day. Stay well, stay warm. Lots of love. Bye-bye.